Cosplay here. In this video I'm going to show you how I made this cute pumpkin inspired baby outfit. Yes, baby outfits and cosplays will be a thing now and I'm not apologizing for it. But before we dive into this video, I quickly want to mention that I did not film anything during the crafting process of making this outfit. The reason for that is that I made it in front of the TV on my couch while pregnant. And that's just not the best setting for filming. So any footage of me knitting is filmed afterwards with a smaller amount of stitches to have something to show with the voiceover, and hopefully that way it still sort of makes sense what I did. Another thing I want to quickly mention is that English is not my native language, so I had to Google a lot of this knitting and crocheting terms. And I hope I got them all right, but maybe I didn't. So if I say some weird thing, I'm sorry. But with all that out of the way, let's get into this. For the base of the hat, I did not use a pre-existing pattern. I measured a baby hat that I already had and then did some math on how many stitches I would need. If you buy yarn or wool, there will most of the time be some instructions on what needles are best to use and how many stitches give you 10 centimeters. I used different needles, so I did a little test, which is something you can always do. I used needles of the size 3.5 and the yarn was Merino Extra Fine 85. I set up a total of 72 stitches and that gave me the 36 centimeters that I wanted. First, I knitted a border by knitting 4 knit stitches and then 4 purl stitches and alternating between them. When I had a border of 3 centimeters, I knitted the rest of the hat in a stocking stitch. When the total length of the hat measured about 10 centimeters, I started to decrease the amount of stitches with each row until I had done that 3 times, and then I cast off the remaining stitches. The final step for the base was to sew it together. For the leaves on the hat, I used a pattern from this book. A quick YouTube search showed me there are a lot of tutorials on how to crochet the leaves, so you don't necessarily need this book, that's just how I did it. And for those who want to know what yarn I used, it was this one called Catania. For the stem, I used some leftover wool from a previous project and I just improvised. I just set up some chain stitches until I thought it looked long enough and just did a single crochet stitch. After that, I just had to put the leaves and stem on the hat and that was done. The overalls I based on this video by Katja, Garens and Stoffe. I did, however, change the measurements and details. To get my measurements, I measured this baby overall that I borrowed from a friend. It's a bit smaller than what they make in the video. Again, I did math to figure out how many stitches I would need, which was not too difficult as I used the same wool and needles that I used for the hat. So for the legs, I cast on 22 stitches and again started with knitting a border. For this one, I alternated between 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches. Then I continued for another 10 centimeters in a stocking stitch. When I had knitted 2 legs, I put them together just like how they did in the tutorial. To finish off the front part, I just continued in a stocking stitch for another 10 centimeters and ended with a 4 centimeter border. The back panel I knitted in almost exactly the same way. My mat was a little bit off and the width was like 1 centimeter too small, so when I came to the top part of the overalls, I added 4 stitches. When I had a front and a back panel, I just had to sew them together. For the straps, I cast on 7 stitches in the brown yarn I had used for the pumpkin stem and just knitted in a garter stitch for about 35 centimeters. I sewed the straps on the back and in the front I added a snap button. To finish it off, I crocheted some buttons using a magic circle in the green yarn. And with that, this outfit is done. And that is how I made this cute little outfit. I'm really happy with it and I had a lot of fun making a cute little outfit for my son that's like Halloween or fall themed, whatever you want to call it. And I cannot wait to make more cute little outfits. But those will be for a different video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching and bye!